Self-help is addictive. After all, who wouldn't want to wake up every morning and feel that they are getting healthier, smarter, and of course, more successful with each passing day? However, the truth of the matter is that for most people, self-help does nothing. In fact, it usually makes them worse off. So today, we are going to be diving into the toxic world of the self-help industry. Now you're probably thinking, how could an industry that is supposed to lead to personal development cause people to regress? Well, to understand this, let's first look into the industry's targets. On a very basic level, the self-help industry does not appeal to people who are already satisfied with their lives, but to those who are currently not successful. And be that someone who is A. working a 9-to-5 job they don't like, B. someone who lives from paycheck to paycheck, or C. students who are under mountains of debt. In all three cases, these groups of people feel they are in need of more. When you then further consider that there are millions, if not billions of people who fall into these three groups, it's easy to see how wide a net the self-help industry can cast. Of course, then comes the pitch. Now the pitch can be delivered in a number of different ways, but the most common first point of contact comes from people who are known as online gurus. We've all seen their ads on YouTube before. Heck, one of them may even have popped up on your screen before you watched this video. Now, what is interesting about these ads is that they all share a few common elements. For example, they usually start with a display of wealth, then share a story that makes them relatable to the average person, then provides an explanation as to how their innovative business got them out of their 9-to-5. And most importantly, after promising that they can provide the same to you, they offer you a free webinar or training where they then try to sell you their product. But you see, the reality is that they go through this entire sequence not to sell you an actual product that is of much value, but to sell you the hope of a better future. It is at this point that the addiction sets in. Typically, these gurus will have you pay $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000 for an initial course. In other words, enough to light that fire under your bum to make you feel the obligation to work hard in order to make the course work. It is from there that you truly enter the bubble of the self-help world. And this bubble extends to nearly every aspect of your life. The first and most obvious is social media, where you are constantly inundated with messages and posts that advocate for a positive mindset, winning mentality, and a 60, 70 or 80-hour work week. From there, you are invited to attend seminars where you sit and watch people spewing out the same positive message for hours on end, while you wear a fancy suit and tie, making you feel like you're $1 million. This then causes you to change your habits by pushing you to make weekly plans, watch mindset videos, read self-development books, and follow quote-unquote successful people. As a result, in the name of self-improvement, you continuously consume this type of content. Now, what's problematic is that this content messes with your thoughts. That's because after consuming a piece of self-help media, that sense of accomplishment you feel from having quote-unquote improved yourself causes your brain to get a shock of pleasure hormone known as dopamine. Put simply, this is extremely addictive. And what's worse is that every time you read a self-help book, every time you go to a self-help seminar, and every time you interact with people with the same tampered mindset, you not only feel good about yourself, but trick yourself into believing that you are progressing. However, if you take a step back and look at what you've actually done, most of the time you're hit with a stark reality. Nothing has changed. Think about it. This industry promised you that if you follow a certain framework and do a certain set of actions, you will eventually be successful. However, for the vast majority of people, this success does not come. They do not become millionaires, they do not become CEOs, and generally speaking, they just rack up a lot of debt. Yet, they never speak out against the self-help industry because they have been trained to believe that it is not the gurus who are wrong. After all, the industry preaches that if you do not succeed, it is because you didn't try hard enough. If that guru didn't make you any money, it is because you didn't follow their framework properly. And worst of all, you are taught that negative thoughts and feelings are a bad thing and that you need to constantly be in a state of motivation and positivity in order to succeed. But of course, these core beliefs are all nonsense. We can use the two widely cited self-help business models of day trading and multi-level marketing as an example. Now, you can put all of your time into becoming the best day trader or multi-level marketer you can be. But if there are too many competitors in the market, the truth of the matter is that it is nearly impossible to succeed. And this isn't just rhetoric. The stats back this up. For example, a study from the University of Sao Paulo found that after 250 days of work, only 1.7% of day traders made the same amount as someone working a minimum wage job. And if you look at the income disclosure statements made by Urban, which is one of the largest MLM companies in the world, only 3% of sellers make more than what a full-time minimum wage earner would earn. And that's without accounting for any costs. If this were to be included, this number would be even lower. Yet, despite it being almost impossible to make money with these business models, we still see them being promoted by the self-help industry on a daily basis. Not because they lead to success, but because they give the illusion of having success. After all, by feeding you that belief that because you are working for yourself, you will eventually be successful with enough hard work, they keep you in the cycle of buying self-help courses, videos, books, and presentations. And at the end of the day, that's how these gurus and influencers really make their money. Thus, this industry of selling people the dream of success is lucrative. And in all honesty, it is far more lucrative than any business model they are trying to peddle to you. And with the self-help industry projected to be worth an astounding $13.2 billion by 2022, it should be no surprise that you are continuing to see these self-help gurus and influencers try to take their slice of the pie. So don't fall for the trap. Work hard, work smart, and do what you're great at. Because at the end of the day, the self-help industry needs your money and not your progress in order to succeed.